And this morning, communities are coming together to remember the 4 people killed in the shooting in New York City. Now we're learning more about the suspect who took his own life. The New York Police Department is now sending investigators to Las Vegas, where Shane Tamura lived, to try and figure out a motive. He drove from there through Colorado to New York over the weekend. What we know is the suspect was targeting NFL offices but took the wrong elevator in Manhattan. Thought it was an NFL employee was seriously hurt. In a note, Tamura blamed football for his mental health problems, claiming he had CTE, a brain disease that's caused by repeated head trauma. He also said that he was an ex-NFL player. Now, we know that he was a competitive player in high school, but the mayor of New York says Tamura was never an NFL player. The only way to diagnose CTE is after someone dies, so that's something the New York Medical Examiner will be looking into. And this is raising new concerns about the ability for people with serious mental health issues to access guns. And this morning, Denver 7 is following up on our red flag laws here in Colorado. In 2022, the Associated Press reported our state had one of the lowest application rates of the law in the country.
Denver 7's Ali Jenner-John has been looking into if that is still the case. And Ali, what are the trends telling us?
Well, I was looking into extreme risk protection orders, or ERPOs, and what they do is allow a court to take guns away from someone who's a risk to themselves or someone else. Now, that's a 2-week minimum, but Attorney General Phil Weiser says often that time frame is extended up to a year. In Colorado, the state's firearm data dashboard shows most ERPOs are filed by law enforcement, but anyone can do it. That data also shows most in Colorado are filed because someone is threatening another person. That's about 46% of them. Now, year after year, the trends show that orders are going up, and in 2020, the first year the law was in effect, the Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment shows 64 temporary ERPOs were granted of the nearly 100 petitions. And in 2023, that number doubled to 125 temporary ERPOs from the 168 petitions filed. Now, we don't have the data for this year yet, but Weiser tells me the rise in orders shows both that more people know about this tool, but also a lot of gun violence threats are happening in our state.
There are too many people who die by suicide. There are too many people who die, other people shooting. And what happens is people who shouldn't have weapons get them, and they're able to then use them in harmful ways. The red flag law is one of the most important gun violence prevention measures we have.
Everyone agrees with that. Rocky Mountain gun owners oppose the law, telling me, quote, it shreds due process, and continuing in a statement, quote, if the government believes an individual is too dangerous to possess a firearm, go through the constitutional process and charge them with a crime. As Colorado's most significant no-compromise Second Amendment advocacy organization, we are committed to repealing this horrifically anti-American measure. Now, Weiser says the right to a gun under the Second Amendment is not absolute. As for this law, it does allow for opportunities for check-ins to either reissue that order or to take it away. Anusha.
All right, thank you so much for giving us that breakdown. We appreciate it, Ali. We do have some encouraging news that 988 Colorado looks to be breaking down some barriers, with men who speak English making up a little over half of all of the callers in the last year, especially 26 to 39-year-olds. CPR was the first to track this trend, and the folks who run 988 also told me that number jumps to 80% of callers who speak Spanish who are men calling in for some help. It is significant because traditionally men have been less likely to reach out for mental health services. Experts say what seems to be working is promoting 988 as a mental health support line and not just strictly a suicide and crisis line, which it also provides those services. This helps because people can also text or live chat and call them. All of it is for free. And the trend is suggesting that 988 is reaching people who are underrepresented. Overall, the number of people who are calling 988 has gotten up. It is available to anyone. And remember, you can call them 24/7.